Oh, good morning, everybody. It's too early. Too early in the morning. Waiting for the day to come. Feeling tired. Been awake since 2:30 this morning. Don't know why I'm awake. Just am. One of those things you're just awake for no reason. What can you do? Not much. Hey, Ariana, how you doing? I'm awake, girl. I'm awake, but I don't want to get up. Oh, that's good. You talking to Victor? Oh, still no. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I think he popped on once on here and said hi, but that was about it. I don't think I've seen him since. Well, I've been kind of just doing my own thing anyway. Oh, didn't even come on yesterday at all, I don't think. No, I didn't. That would have been, oh gosh, over a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'd commented on one of his shorts that he'd done, just trying to think which one it was. And then he just popped on there and said hi, and then he left. I don't think he was there for very long at all. Yeah, it's gone pretty quickly. Oh, so I don't know what he's up to at the moment. I haven't been looking on YouTube the last couple of days much at all because I've had a few things going on, and I feel like I'm getting the flu at the moment. So yeah, what you been up to? Anything? Oops. Oh gosh, I'm not holding on to this very well. Coordination's not good this early in the morning. I woke up at 2:30 this morning and I haven't gone back to sleep. I've just been lying there. I've got a really sore neck. I rode the quad bike yesterday and I think I've jingled my neck around a bit. You haven't seen him go live lately. He might be doing other stuff. Hey DM, how you doing? Hey Dennis Eggenham. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I've done to my neck, but I'll get on the horse today and that'll correct it. Usually if it's bad, if I ride the horse, it tends to sort me out a bit, so I'll give Ellie a go today. It's that goddamn cold outside. I don't want to go outside yet. It's just starting to become daylight now. It's 6 something in the morning. 6:19, 6:20 in the morning. What am I watching? I was watching a show called Juvenile Justice, which is a really awesome K-drama about things I used to work, people similar with things I used to work with. It's about young people that break the laws and end up going through the justice system, and basically it's about a judge that does stuff to try to help them. Most people would probably find it boring, but I find it pretty good because I used to do that kind of work. Not I wasn't a judge or anything, but I used to work with those kinds of young people. I used to enjoy it. It used to be fun. That was years and years ago. It's been a long time. So I'm just waiting for the sun to come up so I'll feel like I can get up and go move. And today I've got to get the tractor out and do some slashing down the back end. There's a whole heap of trees that have come up that need to be gone. So I'm going to slash down the saplings that I can and pull the rest out with the tractor, clear the ground up again, get it back to normal so I can start fencing and put the horses down there. There'll be a bit of feed down there. Keep them going for a week or so. Also, I've got a hay delivery coming today as well. So I've got a busy day today. Got 30 bales coming. You've never seen it? No, it's a new one. I don't think it's been on there very long on Netflix. It's a new one. It's dubbed in English. If you want to listen to it in English, it's dubbed in English. I like listening to the original Korean as well because it helps you learn how to speak Korean, how to understand it a little bit. Pretty good series. Not bad at all, actually. It's quite interesting. They have a very different judicial law system than we do here. They're a little bit careful with how they treat the young'uns over there. But basically, the maximum sentence a young person over there can get is 20 years if you're under a certain age. If you're under 14, the maximum sentence you can get is 2 years in prison and parole for 10-year parole. So basically, they're a little stricter over there than what they are in Australia. In Australia, the children over here get a slap on the wrist and really don't have to have much of a penalty at all, which is really not good. They really do need to be given a consequence, but they're never really given one over here. That's why we've got so much bloody crime. So many smart-ass young people that don't behave. But, oh well, that's what happens when you don't, take care of things when people are young and teach people the right way when they're young. The best way to do it is get it before they turn 5. If you haven't established a decent system before they turn 5, then the chances of establishing a good system is going to be pretty hard to do because you really you've got to nip it in the butt early. So I'm not sure what the temperature is outside, but I think it's probably about 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. It's cold. It's warm inside because I've had a fire going. But outside it's pretty cold. So I'll make sure I rug myself up. Fairly warm. So I don't freeze to death. Tell you what though, as annoying as the cold can be, I prefer it for working in than in the heat. It's a lot easier to work in cold than the heat. That's for sure. I've got hay all through my socks. Oh, they're going to be no good. Do Australians speak English? Well, yeah, they do, because I'm speaking English right now. But if you are in the big cities, the chances are you're not going to hear a lot of English. You'll hear a lot of other languages like Arabic, Asian languages like Chinese, Taiwanese, Filipinos. There's a lot of people in this country that don't speak English and can't speak English, but they are here. So we have, it's traditionally, classed as an English-speaking country, but It depends where you are in Australia as to whether or not they speak English. If you're in Cabramatta, chances are they're probably not going to speak English. If you're in Lakemba, they're not going to speak English. Um, if you're in Penrith, you're probably going to hear English. If you're in Parramatta, you're probably not. Just depends where you are. So it just depends, because there's so many different cultures in this country that there's a lot of different languages. So the official national language is supposed to be English, but yeah, there's a lot of people that don't speak it. I guess it's the same all over the world. Wherever there's multiculturalism, that's what happens. People don't speak the language. Unless they've got to make an effort to do it, they don't. It's hard to learn the language. It's not easy. And even if you do make an effort, there's no guarantee you'll be any good at speaking it. So it's just part of the way things go. Sydney. Sydney has many different peoples from all over the darn place. Well, put it this way, I used to live in Sydney, and in the area I lived in, often it was Arabic you heard. You didn't really hear anything other than Arabic. You know, in the generalised areas of the shopping centre, they would be speaking Arabic. Now, however, those areas are now speaking in Indian language, in Hindi or whatever dialect in India they have, because it's predominantly Indian. So it's changed again. When I was there, it was, 15 years ago, it was predominantly Arabic. They've kind of now moved more towards the south end of Sydney, down south. It's now taken a turn to more Indian people. In places like I said, Cabramatta, that's a lot of Vietnamese people in Cabramatta. The majority of the suburb is Vietnamese. So people don't kind of disperse. They kind of set up little enclaves and have their own little things going. So if you want to go, if you want to go and eat Vietnamese food, Cabramatta's the place to go. They've got the Vietnamese, proper Vietnamese restaurants there with Vietnamese people, and you'll get a good experience of experiencing what it's like to eat Vietnamese cuisine. Yeah, it's pretty much. I would never live in Sydney again. I hate Sydney. Sydney's a horrible place. It's just full of pollution and full of concrete, walled-in concrete jungles of crappy housing and crime and noise and all the things that I don't like are in Sydney. So the only good thing about Sydney is they've got the entertainment centres there, like where you can go to a concert and stuff like that, and we've got good concerts go there, but that's about it. I would not want to live there again. Don't like it. Being a minority in an Arab country, you hear it a lot. Yeah, Sydney is the capital. Oh, no, it's not the capital. Canberra's the capital of Australia. Sydney's just a city, like Melbourne. A lot of people think Sydney's the capital because it's the most predominantly, Hollywood and stuff use Sydney mostly for movies. They don't go to Melbourne to do movies. They use Sydney. It's more iconic, but it's definitely not the capital. Canberra is the capital of Australia. There's not much at Canberra either, except for Parliament House. Oh, there is the War Museum. That's a place to go and see. I would suggest anybody who heads down to Canberra that they go and see the War Museum there. A very good day out. So where are you? So you're in an Arab country. So which country are you in? Whereabouts in the Middle East are you? There's a lot of different people everywhere. Where I am, it's predominantly um, convict settlement relatives, like in the farming communities out here. There's not a lot of multiculturalism where I am, directly where I am, but in the cities nearby there is. There's a lot of people moving out here that are from different cultures. So it's starting to become more multicultural out here, whereas 10 years ago out here wasn't multicultural, but now it is. So COVID sort of changed everything. Everybody who was locked up in COVID decided that, well, it's cheap out here, we'll go and buy out there. Well, it's good for me because it's pushed the price of what I paid a pittance for is now worth a fortune. So it's done a good job for me. But yeah, it's like the prices are a little overdone out here. Pay far too much. If you're silly enough to buy out here, you're paying far too much. And eventually the bubble will burst and it won't be worth anything. Like Sydney, the housing prices are retarded. Australia's one of the most ridiculous places to live price-wise. It's one of the most expensive countries to live in the world. And it is very difficult if you are from Australia and you work in Australia and you earn the wages in Australia. It's very difficult to own property in Australia. Generally, most of the property now is being sold to foreign investors from China. So the majority of our rental properties and things like that are owned by the Chinese investors, which is a very small percentage of people, because a lot of average Chinese people aren't wealthy at all. They have nothing. But that small percentage of people buys everything up out here. So it's kind of getting tricky now because it's beyond the reach of a normal person who works and has a good job to be able to afford a home anymore in Australia. We've got a lot of families who can't get a rental place. There's not enough places to live because of the mass migrations they've allowed in. There's not enough places to live. So it's kind of getting very difficult for the average people that have been here for 5, 6, 7 generations, and the Indigenous Aboriginal peoples who've been here for thousands of years, to be able to get a roof over their head. Mind you, if you are an Aboriginal, you will get a roof over your head faster than you will if you're not an Aboriginal. The government takes care of those people first. They get preference to anyone else. So, and they get extra, if they're not working, they get paid more than people who aren't working that aren't Aboriginal. So they do get a, head start in the game. They also get free university and free education if you're an Aboriginal person. So for them, they also get cheap loans if they want to buy a home. Their home loans aren't as expensive as anybody else's, whether you be Caucasian, whether you be Indian, whether you be Lebanese, African, whatever. If you're an Aboriginal person, or you claim Aboriginality and it's granted, then you're going to have a leg up above others. That's just the truth. That's just how it is. Mind you, not all Indigenous people accept those offers from the government. A lot of people just say, no, I'll screw the government, I'll do things my way and I'll do it myself. And good on them for doing that. But, it does disadvantage anybody else as well. But at the end of the day, if you work hard, I had to work hard. I didn't have the charmed life. I lived in children's homes, and I came from a background where I really shouldn't have been successful according to statistics, but I worked very hard and I educated myself, and I did it all without any help and raised 5 kids whilst in the middle of doing it all. And I ended up being able to successfully buy a block of land, pay that out, buy a house, fix it up, sell it, and then buy a farm. So I did it slowly. Well, actually, I didn't do it slowly. I did it all in about a 4-year period. I went from being in a rental and to doing all that within 4 years. Actually, no, it would have been over a 10-year period all up, because the block of land I bought first I had for about 5 years before I bought a house. So, but after I bought the house, from buying the house to the farm was only 4 years. Actually, 3 years. So, but as I said, it took a lot of hard work, and I was, working long hours, doing difficult jobs, not being paid very well either, but just smart with money, not being an idiot, and that's what you've got to do. But these days, even if you're good with money and you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't do drugs, you don't spend money on things, you don't get your hair and nails done, you don't waste money on clothing, you buy everything from an op shop. If you do that these days, you still can't afford a house unless you've got mum and dad backing you and giving you some money. You're just not going to be able to do it unless you're working in a very highly paid job. But most people don't have a highly paid job. Even skilled people don't have a highly paid job compared to the wages. Wages versus expenditure in Australia. People go, oh, wow, you're earning a fortune over there. If someone's earning $100,000 a year, what they're not seeing is that they're paying out, $50,000 a year in rent. Half of their income's gone in rent, and then the rest of it, by the time you buy yourself fuel to get to and from work and food to put in your belly, then there's really nothing left. So it's very hard to sustain and get ahead for this generation of people. It's probably going to be highly unlikely they'll get ahead unless they're very inventive and very savvy with saving and don't spend a cent on themselves. But that's what I did. I never bought anything for myself, hardly at all. Or if I did buy anything, I bought it with the intention of fixing it and flipping it over and selling it, which is why I got into pocket watches and made a lot of money flipping pocket watches and radios and things like that, antique radios, antique tube and valve radios and speakers and things like that. And didn't make a fortune, but I made enough to get by to where it was, able to help out quite a bit. It might pay, a week's worth of groceries once a month might be paid for by my little hobby. But these days, that kind of market's no longer really worth anything unless you've got the big bucks to buy the big stuff and hang on to it and hold it. The bottom's fallen out of it right now, so the antiques market's not really a buy. It's a buyer's market, it's not a seller's market. So sellers aren't making anything at the moment. You're Kurdish and ethnic minority in northern Iraq, a region called Kurdistan. Oh, highlight recommended people visit, though the media doesn't think it's a safe place. Well, the media tells bullshit about all sorts of stuff. The media talks about a lot of stuff. Honestly, unless you hear it from the horse's mouth, you can't really believe much that's going on in the media unless you can see visually or hear it. Yeah, you're probably absolutely right. I think a lot of people don't have the means to be able to put a roof over their head anymore. It's greed. It's all about corporate greed, really. If you take a look at China, who's, one of the biggest manufacturers on the planet, but technically they're using slave labour to get those things rolled out. And the people on the bottom who work their guts out for however long they live, the average lifespan in China is not that long if you're a factory worker or somebody who works with your hands. It's kind of very difficult. A lot of those people are crammed into little buildings in what they call little coffin rooms, and there's a lot of exposure happening about all those kinds of places now, where people look at China and see Chinese tourists spending big money and think, oh, all Chinese people are rich. Well, it's not the case. And the media likes to portray all sorts of things that are just bizarre and don't really fit reality when you actually get into the nitty gritty of it, or you speak to somebody who is really from a certain place, then yeah, that's the way to sort of find things out, is just talk to the people that live there, and not the rich people. Talk to the people on the ground, the poor people who, you know, don't have the means to go out and buy a goddamn Mercedes Benz and go holidaying in the Caribbean once a month. You want to talk to the ordinary people who are right down the bottom, and that's where you find the truth, when you speak to the people at the bottom of the pecking order. Same as in workplaces. When you speak to the people on the very bottom, that's when you find out where the performance of the company really is going. Because how you treat the bottom rung is how you're going to be, that's the majority. So the majority is going to be judging you if you're treating them wrong. You've got to watch out how you treat people. You can't be suppressing people and putting a boot down on them all the time and then expecting them to do nothing. I think it will eventually get to a point where people will just get tired of the narratives that are being spun out in order to sort of keep people at bay and make the rich richer and the poor poorer. But ultimately, this is the thing, people say, well, we elect these governments, but do we really? I don't think we actually do. I think they're already put in place by higher powers that we're a little oblivious to. There's a lot more than just politics going on, that's for sure. Actually, I don't even think it's actually political whatsoever. I think it's a matter of those with haves and have-nots, super haves and have-nots. That's what it really is about. But anyway, what can you do? This is life. And it's daylight. It's daylight. So I'm going to open the daylight. Let the daylight in. I'm going to find my boots and head on my journey. Not that we can complain. I cannot find my boots. I don't know where I put them. That's a bit of a problem. You can't find your boots. Oh, they're probably outside. As long as mice haven't gotten into them, we should be right. Good morning, how you doing? Right, let's go. It's top of the morning to you. Let's get moving before I become so lazy I don't move. Which side are my boots on? Where's Mum's boots? Can we find them? Are they here? They're the old boots, they're not the new ones. Okay, so hold on there, buddy. Well, it didn't rain yesterday. Boys, don't fight, Bubs. Fizzy. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, my boy.
Where's your house? Hey, Max. Where's your carrier? Come on. Come, Mackie. Let's go. Max, let's go. You want to go out? You said yes? Good girl. I'm getting hay fever again. Or the flu. Probably hay fever. Keeps on happening, it's hay fever. Buddy boy. Get up, mate. Bears don't run. Bears don't run. Oh, Lord. Okay, they're out there. Let's go find the shoes that we need. Okay. Gosh, I can't tell where that step is. There's my boots. I found them. Yeah. Actually, that's not them. They're the small ones. Today is Sunday. Today is Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday. Then Tuesday. Then what the heck? Why is this left open? Oh. Okay. That's a bit of butter. Ay, 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 it's cold today. It's a bit cold. Good morning, everyone. It's a bit cold. A bit cold. Have a good morning, Bob. Oh, my boy. Hello, sweetheart. How you doing? Papa? Pop? Papa? Where's she going? Papa? Boy, you ready to go play? Uh-oh, watch it. Hello. A put cat?
Yeah, it looks like it might rain again. Well, we're supposed to have rain all next week, but we could have rain today. Quite soon. Look at the clouds. They're not real clouds either. They're cloud seeded. They're fake. So the rain's really no good when they fake it. It's that rain kills things. That's why they're doing it. And kill everything off as much as they can. For whatever reason have. It's cold. Morning, girls. I won't be long. I'm going to go and grab your tea. Yeah, it's very crazy. Very tired. I feel really tired. Where's the sun? Come on, sun. Oh, it's going to come out yet. It's got about 10, 15 minutes before it comes up. Okay. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to have to bring the tractor out here today. She likes the tractor. She's funny. I taught her to follow the tractor, so now she follows anything that's got a motor in it. She follows it. She's quite good with it. How shall you, Henry? Hold on, buddy. Let me put this over here. Look at that sky. Spectacular. Hold on, everyone. We are going to be all out and about in just a minute. Everyone's doing very well. Thank you, son.
Oh, how far out? You pissing on the hay thing? That's a bit naughty.
It's a bit naughty, boy.
Good, Henry, ready? Ready, my bub? Henry, 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 come on. Move yourself along, you're going to get whacked. You'll whack you. Henry, you're all covered in birds. Okay, I'm going to have to get the tractor out there. Get the birds off. Hold on, young lady. Let me fix you up. I know. Ah, it's cold. Hang on. week. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Pepper toss. There are you. Ladies, are you coming out? Hippy Junior? Hipster Junior? You bit me yesterday. Out. Out. Back. Mummy. It's all right. Yeah, Charlie. Charlie is a boy. Ready, buddy? All right, I'm not going to force you. You'll come out when you're ready. Let's go, Mama. Choop, 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 choop. Let's go. all right. Mum got you. I got you. You okay? Hey, they been silly bums. Here, tuk. Okay. Check this girl out. Just flew straight up onto me. Says, Mum, you're my saviour. Just flew straight up onto me. She's been doing it a lot lately, but it's very endearing because this is the one who's got the funny beak and hasn't been doing so well. And she's ostracised by all the chickens. She comes straight to me, flies up onto me. You're such a good girl. Oh, boys. I'm missing one. Greenleaf is gone. So don't pick Mum. Regardless. Oh, here comes Tapo. I'm just worried she might accidentally peck me on the eye. Oh, God. You okay, baby girl? Mama here. Okay? You need to hang with yeah, just hang with the quieter chooks. Hang with Friesel and Hippie and stuff. Up down, love. Oh, she says, I don't want it. She says, I want to be here. There you are. I can't get you into. Come on. Come, love. I got you. I got you, sweetie. There you go. Hopefully they won't harass her. If they do, she'll just jump straight back up on me. Charlie, here, tuk. Greenleaf. Here's your buddy. Buddy girl. Charlie. I think they're going to leave you alone now, sweet girl. I think they're going to leave you be. Yeah, he's all right. Let's see where this green boy is. Greenleaf, come on. Watch out because the goats might come out at her. Green boy. Let's see, is he gone? Is he out already? You're a naughty boy. Greenleaf's out. If it's not, we've got plenty of food and water in there. It's going to be, look, keep those goats from coming in here. In there. Chickens now. Yes, that's right. You need to go do some scratching and mixing. Trying to keep everything good. Let's go. Come on here, tuk. Come on then. Come on. Charlie, why don't you look after that lady over there? She's all alone. She needs a chaperone. Why don't you go and do it? Why don't you be a good gentleman? Charlie, come on. Charlie, come. Good girl, come on. You all right? Are you all right? You all right? Oh no, those two boys are stuck in there together. He's been nasty. Boys! Breathe, the hypnotized junior, stop! Lovely girl, come. Lovely girl. Lovely. Hippie! Leave him alone! Hey! Leave him alone! all right, my lovely. Let's go feed the ponies. There's another hen here. You want to hang out? Come on, love. Don't hang with the cat. Don't chase him. He's not, yeah, he's not really reliable. Here, tuk, 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 tuk. She's off on her own. Know what we're going to do about that? Not sure yet. What's she doing? Come on, love. Love girl, come on. Come on. No, you're not a love girl. You're not love hen. You're just a booty cat. Love hen. Look, look, look. Oh, she's having a nice time on her own. She'll be all right. All the ladies are over here. Oh, you're a naughty boy. Hippy Junior. You're not nice and quiet like your daddy. You're a bit wild and crazy now. You ready? You ready? Where's your coffee? You're being a good boy. You're a good. You're always a good lad, aren't you, Chappie? So I'm a gangster. I'm a gangster cat. Good one. You're a good boy. Okay, let's wait and see how we go. Let's go see the other guys on the other side. Everyone else is having a lovely breakfast, so that's good. Henry's pulling a face at fire. He's in his element because he's got two hens. And there's my third hen. Where is she? Oh, she's down there. My baby girl. Baby girl. Lovey hen. Lovey hen. Lovey girl. Come on, love. Lovey girl. Come on. Straight to me, as she does. She's a beautiful girl. Right, come on, darling. Let's go. Lovey girl. Lovey girl. Come on. There's some ladies over here. What you found? Tuk-tuks? Tuk-tuk-tuk-tuk-tuks? What you found? Tuk-tuk-tuk? Oh, what's he got? Don't know, did you? Oh, might be bugs everywhere here. Don't hurt her. Be nice, guys. Oh, Charlie's after her. Charlie's claiming her. Well, at least he's doing his job. I did ask him to claim her. No one else claims her. Just hope he's being nice about it. Charlie, you being nice? Here she comes. She's probably going to fly straight onto me. Come on, Bubby. It's all right. Yes. It's okay, darling. I wish you would just not be so scared. You're a very scared chicken. Why are you so frightened, hey? Hey, Pipes, how you doing? I've got this poor old girl here. They don't accept her. She's a bit retarded and they're a bit nasty to her. And so she thinks I'm where she's at. She's going to jump onto me. Hang on. Come on. Come up, bub. Come up, bub. Right, we'll put you down here. Let's see if she'll jump on. She'll come up. Come on. Come on. Up. There she goes. So you can see she's very attached to me. She just... Whenever she's scared, she just jumps straight up onto me. And I don't know if you can see that, but she's just climbed onto my shoulder. I'll take her for a walk with me into the shed and we'll get some feed. But she just is a very... I'll show you here. There she is. I try to keep my arm out for a perch for her. She's talking. Just having a chat. She just likes to climb on me and hang. She is like a dog. She's just, it's really weird. Her beak was a bit deformed. So I began to fix her beak up and then I got scared because I didn't want to hurt her. So Josh fixed the rest of her beak up and ever since he fixed her beak, she has just hung on to me like crazy. So she thinks I'm her mama. Because now she can actually eat well, whereas before her jaw was deforming and going sideways, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. But it just needed to be reshaped, the beak. And see, generally in the chicken places, they
de-beak them, and I think that's a cruel practice. I don't like that. It leaves their mouth open and vulnerable to all sorts of disease and stuff. They do it so that they won't peck each other. But when you're a chicken who's, out in the wild, you've got to... It's all right, baby girl. You've got to... She's so cute. She's the most beautiful chicken ever. You're beautiful. Yes, you are. I'm just worried she'll peck my face accidentally. She might think I'm food. Sometimes she pecks me without realising she's doing it, because she is retarded. She's not normal. I don't know why she's retarded. She just didn't form the brain the way the other chickens do. So they do not accept her at all. None of them will accept her. Even the old, infirmed chickens that I have down the other end will not accept her. So, yeah, they're all quirky. They're all a bit crazy. But, yeah, they're lovely. You're a lovely girl. Yes, you are. You're going to come with Mum? Go and feed the other guys? We've got 4 of them up here. They're just ignoring her. They're so cruel. I really... I don't like it that she gets picked on, even though it's nature. They'd probably kill her if I wasn't around. So I supervise her pretty much all day. She does come in the house and she has some food in the house. She gets spoilt, which maybe they don't like her even more because of that. But she does get spoilt and looked after differently to the others, in the sense of, because she's lonely, she needs companionship. So she's made friends with the dogs and the cat, and she tends to, if I'm not around, she'll hang with the dog and the cat. And the cats actually protect her from the other chickens. So if the other chickens attack her, the cat or dog will swipe the chicken and teach it a lesson. She's hanging on nicely there. She's kind of roosted herself there. I've got to hold my arm up though. It gets tiring being stuck like that all day. It's like a fashion statement. How have you been, Pipes? I hope you're having I saw you on, but I couldn't do anything. I was I was too tired. I couldn't type. I did see you on having another banjo and drinking fest. It looked fun. All right. Now, I'm going to have to let her down so I can get the hay, because I won't be able to get the hay without, if she's right here. So I might pop her up on the log here. You ready, lovely? She says, I don't want to hop off, Ma. Oh, there you go. Good girl. You stay up there. Oh, not me. Stay up there, Bobby. Wait for Mum. I said, Papa, Papa, come. So I've got to tell Papa about it. Papa, Papa. I've got to tell Papa that she must look after this hen. Papa, come. Yeah. Come here, Papa. Yeah. Papa. Papa love, come. You're not listening. Come. You stand. Yeah. Papa. Sudi, see this one here? Gentle to this hen. See this hen? Look. Her. Be gentle. If they hurt her, she's going to try and jump on me again. She wants to come on me again. Here she goes. Look. You coming on me again? You going to do it again? She probably will. If I'm not moving quick. Okay, here comes the boy. Charlie, be kind. Be kind. Good lad. You just been chilling? Yeah. Oh, I got a quad bike. Well, it's not for me, but it's for Josh because he needs one for around the farm. I had to go on it, and I've decided I don't really want to do motorbikes anymore. When I was a kid, I used to have a go on motorbikes quite a bit. Here and there. There were some people who had a Pee-wee 50 that I used to have a go on. But by God, the quad bikes are crazy. So I had to go on that yesterday, and it was a bit crazy. I kind of got a bit scared of it all. It was a bit frightening. But that's it there. It's called an Ozark. This one's a 2012 model. Geez, they're powerful. They go really damn quick. Yeah, it's a proper quad bike. It's a proper farm agricultural quad bike, but it's also a recreational quad as well. But a lot of farmers use them because it's semi-automatic. So you don't have to screw around with the clutch so much. You can use the clutch if you want to, but you don't have to. It'll go sort of by itself up or down in gears. So if you decelerate, it'll go down in gears without you having to go down on the foot clutch, which is really good. Oh, look, she's coming back. Look, she's followed me in here again. Sweetheart, darling, your mum's got to take the... I have to do the work. But, yeah, it's really nice. He really likes it. So, but it's a beast of a thing. It flies. Hey, Beard, how you doing? Got it off a lovely farmer who was a horseman, actually. We had a bit of a chat about horses. He's an older fella. This was his father's bike, and his father had it when he was in his 80s, and then his dad died. He bought it brand new and had it, and his dad died a couple of years back, and he's just used it around the farm here and there, and it's in bloody good nick. It's got a little bit of a leak at the bottom, but they just, what I think has happened is they've just done a service on it, and he sent it away for a service, and when it's come back, it's got this little bit of a leak underneath. So the bolt, the oil bolt, drain bolt, probably needs a new washer, which isn't really a big deal at all. Engine's perfect on it. The gear changes are perfect. Gearbox seems really good. I'm not really great with motorbikes. I know a lot about cars, but the principle is literally the same. Doesn't blow any smoke at all. Starts first go. Even in the cold, it starts pretty quick. And it's got a little tow bar on the back. So he'll have fun going and doing all the stuff you got to do with it. It's really clean and tidy underneath. It's got a nice height clearance off the ground too. It's an 8.5-inch clearance, which is essential when you're in a farm setting, especially if you're going up and down rugged mountain bushes. It's got pretty good suspension too. I mean, they're not really designed for hardcore like jumping and stuff like that. You could, but they're not really designed for that. They're designed for a farmer to cart around his tools, do his fencing tools, and do whatever he's carting around, cart his saddles around or whatever the heck he's doing, tow around whatever he needs on his little tow bar, and off you go. So, pretty nice. I just was really shocked. Being only a 250, we had a Suzuki Quad King, which was a 500 horsepower. This feels a lot more powerful than the Quad King, even though it's only a 274cc motor. The Quad King's a 512cc motor. But this one just tends to feel far more powerful as far as your initial start and go. But the Quad King I had was pretty rugged. It ended up, it blew up, and that was the end of it. But it's all right, sweetheart. I'm right there. It's okay. Don't be scared. Go and do your thing. Off she goes. So, yeah, it's a very nice bike. I've got about 30 bales of hay coming up today. So I'll clear this out and get it all cleaned up. Get the hay in. Because winter's here, we're going through hay like crazy. It's insane how much hay we're going through. And that can be lunch. Have breakfast for lunch. So yeah, I mean, I'm still mastering this little bugger. This is the best little tractor though. 1960s. Ran 1964. Ford St. Dexter. Very simple motor on it. If something goes wrong, it shouldn't be too hard to fix. I might even be able to fix myself, although it is a diesel engine. And I'm not familiar with diesel. I'm familiar only with petrol engines. But if it's something basic, I can do it. I'm pretty handy actually with a lot of things. My father was extremely mechanical, and I watched and I learnt a lot. And anyone I could go near that could fix or do anything, I watched and I learnt all the time. It pays to ask questions whenever I get, like if I get an electrician or a plumber, well, not that I usually do my own plumbing. I've done all my own plumbing in all the houses I've renovated. But if you have somebody come out to do a job, it pays to ask questions and find out how to do it yourself. Save yourself some money. A little bit later on, down the track, give it a go, and you feel more accomplished when you do it yourself. Oh wow, it's cold. You guys must be getting nice and warm over there. Over here it's bloody freezing. Freezing cold. Oh, really cold in the mornings. Where'd my girl go? Where's my girl? Lady girl! Papa, where's Lovely Hen? Lovely Hen! Where'd she go? Oh my goodness. Don't tell me. Where's she gone? I hope they're not harassing her. She might have went in the house. Lovely Hen! That's not her down there. That's Charlie. The 3 boys are there. And Aurora's over there. I can't find Lovey Hen. I don't know where she is. She'll turn up at some point. She might be laying eggs actually. I've got a feeling she's an egg layer already. One of them's been laying. One of the young ones. Might be her doing it. Whew. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to rain. I think we are due for rain today. I'm hoping it doesn't rain until I get my hay delivery because we don't want wet hay, obviously. A lot of people do have to have hay delivered when it is wet, and there's nothing you can do about it, but it's best if you don't. So I'm lucky I've got a shed that dries things out real quick, so it's not so bad. But you want a very aerated shed for hay so it doesn't combust and go crazy. Pig sheds are perfect. They're very open and lots of airflow. And all the years I've even gone through a big mouse plague and a rat plague in the last 10 years. And I've only probably lost to those particular things maybe 1.5 bales of hay. Because my cats are great. They just go and kill everything that goes near the hay. Lady girl! Where's that girl? Sudie, do you know where she is? I really want to find her. I'm a bit concerned about her. She might be over here somewhere. Oh, there's Hypnotise. Hippie, have you seen my lady girl? Hipster. Mama, Hip. Hippie, Mama. Where's lady girl? Hippie, come. Where's the lady girl? Where's the lady girl? Hip. Here she comes. Here she is. Come on, love. Come up. Come on. She's right here. Hello, darling. Hello, Mama. That's her Mama. I can tell this one's her mum from the markings. Come here, Baba. Come, love. You up here waiting for Mum. Hello, good morning. Come on, sweetheart. Oh, it's me. Yeah, it is. It's me. Good
Sweetie, come see the papa. Come see the baby. Gentle. Just want you to understand. He won't hurt you, darling. He won't. Yeah, you're cleaning that off my head. Oh, you're a good girl. Yeah, she's a good girl. You're a good boy. Sit. Sit. Sit down. He can't hear, he's deaf. Sit down, bub. Sit. Good boy. Oh. What is it? Oh. You're a bit deaf unless I yell out loudly from over the back, hey? You can hear me close up. Where's that box? Where's the box? Don't go now. Right, let's give Frizzy Hypnotise, stop harassing Frizzy. You're not going to be bothering him. Or I'll flop you out and you can come out and you can stay in. What now? Okay, 20 lambs there. Let's do it. What are you up to, girls? What am I saying? This is just a Is she okay, sweetie? Hang on, sweetie. You alright, Papa? Sweetie? No, she's got to stop climbing on me. She's climbing on me every 5 seconds. It's crazy. They're all over there gathering. Here she comes. Look, she can do it again. Come on. Coming up. Papa, up. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Come on up. If you're worried about Charlie, you can come up. Oh, no, Charlie's not going to hurt you. Here comes another hen. Here comes Aurora. Oh, puppy. It's all right, love. She's all right. She's okay. Yeah, we love her, don't we? We're going to look out for her. We be nice to her, yes, we do. You be nice. I know you. She's a bit exciting for you, isn't she? Oh, you like her. Where'd she go? Oh, she's behind me. Yeah, naughty old Hippie Junior bit me yesterday and took the skin off and caused a bit of bleeding on my hand, a little bugger. Got me right here, just there. 2 pecks, boom, 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 straight like that. Bugger. It hurt. Hypnotise is very nice to this hen. Actually, him and his 2 ladies are very gentle considering. Hi, Kitty, how you doing? Look, she's like, Mom, save me. Oh, you just got to learn how to... I know, darling, it's not easy. You're not like a normal chicken, I know. Don't worry, I'm experienced in retardation. I have it myself, and I've worked with people who are retarded a lot, and I've got kids who were born with disabilities, so I understand exactly how to deal with a chicken who's in this kind of a situation. Most people would just eat them and kill them off because they're a bit of a nuisance, but no, we will look after her. Up she goes. She's going to come over to me probably again. I think she's trying to get up. There's nothing in there, Hip. Charlie, he's a good boy. Oh, the birdhouse is completely disintegrated. It's got to go.
We got to put that somewhere safe so it doesn't hurt anybody. Yes, my baby girl. Yes, it's right. You're all right. You're a good boy. Charlie, are you going to bite me if I try and touch you? You're going to peck me, aren't you? You think I've got food. Charles? Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, I don't want... You scare me, Charlie. You scare me. He's talking. He's trying to be nice to this hen, but she's just like, no, I don't want to be around you. I don't know what she's thinking about. She looks pretty. She's thinking about something. Usually when the hens are quiet like this, it's because they're processing an egg of some kind. So she might be getting ready to lay an egg today. I've been finding some little tiny eggs, so I'd say she might be an egg layer. Although the boys aren't touching her, so she might not be. I'll figure it out. You can watch in her eye gets wider and... She likes to scratch underneath. She's not actually worried about getting petted on the face either. A lot of chickens don't like a pet unless they're right there. They like a scratch on the cheek right there. That's one of their favourite places to get scratched on either side. She says, yep, I like that. That's nice, isn't it? Another place is just behind the neck. And often what they'll do is they'll bow down and just lie down while you do it. Just a little scratch there. Good girl. She says, I'm roosting and having a lovely time. You can see her beak is slightly off kilter. So it's going to one side. It still is, but she can open and close it now, so that's a good thing. We couldn't open and close it before. It was not doable. We've got this excess skin growing on the side there. It's coming back again, so we'll have to give her another file down. We'll just have to file her every week or so. She'll be all right. You'll be all right, sweetheart. Yes, you will. She says, yeah, I'll be a good mum. They so act like a dinosaur, seriously. They do act like a dinosaur. The way they behave and move. I can see why they think chickens descended from dinosaurs, because they have that, just that movement. Well, we don't really know, do we? Because we haven't really watched a dinosaur. Good girl. Right, I've got to start going and I've got to get some more food for this lot. What I'll do, I'm going to run up quickly and grab the seeds. There's the paddock. You can see the horses down there. There they are. Oh, you can kind of see them. They're up the top corner there. There they are. Oh, I don't know. They're there. There they are. Oh, you can't really see them. But anyway. We won't worry about it. There we go. Now you can see them. There they are. Henry and Fire out in the background. Having a lovely morning. I'll be back in a minute with the seeds. You look after this hen for me, yeah? Look after her. Don't let the other chooks get at her. Good boy, Sudie. Good job. I'll be back in a minute, everybody. that, I'm going to have to clean it out again. Right, everyone. Yeah, happy to go. I know. Hold on. Bye, love. Bye, love. I'm going to bring these out later. You guys are going to have the afternoon out. They go in for the morning. They go out for the morning. Oh, sweetheart, love. What do? Hi. Did you see me again? It's okay. Is Charlie hanging? Charles, are you hanging? Charlie, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Very soft and gentle. Charlie, you're lovely. Yes, he's lovely. He's nice. Just don't fight me for her because it's not my... I'm not a rooster. So we won't fight one another, Charlie Pocket. Alright? Good boy. He loves her. It's so funny. He loves her, but he's being very gentle with her. He's not attacking her. Oh, hey, how you doing, Metal? Yeah, I was away all day yesterday. I've been... we went and picked up a quad, so... Yeah, it was a big trip. Big day. End up with a Suzuki Ozark 250. Nice little bike. It's an ag bike, proper. But a lot of the farmers buy them because they're semi-automatic. So when you're working around sheep and cattle, you've got to change gears often because you've got to go fast and slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. So it eliminates you having to constantly put pressure on your foot. It'll automatically go down to neutral or down to first gear. When you slow down, if you have to suddenly stop, you don't have to use your foot pegs, so you can't stall it, which is really good. Oh, this girl is coming again. You were speeding, go 200. Oh, where were you driving to? Why were you going 200? God, I couldn't go 200. I freak out if I'm going 80. Cold for tadpoles. Not seeing any in there. Love girl. Love. Come on. Love girl. Come on. Love. He says, I don't know. I might just hang here. Okay. That's all right. You don't have to come in. I'm going to make a cup of tea. Because you can. Oh. Well, just be careful. I know, but just this is the thing. I always say to people, be so careful because a lot of people know how to drive and they're dead. Okay, Ayrton Senna knew how to drive. He's dead. I can't remember anybody else. Michael Schumacher, no, he didn't crash in a car. He crashed on skis. But he had a need for speed too. Just be careful. You never know. You might be able to control yourself and your car, but you don't know who's coming or what's going to pop out on the road. What if a deer comes out or a moose or something and you're doing 200 and you hit a moose? You're going to die. Then I won't see you on here anymore. I won't be able to hear your guitar or anything and it'll be shit. James Dean, yeah, James Dean died in the car. Well, they probably thought the same thing as you. They probably did, but, you know, yeah. I've seen so many people die on the road I'm on. One right out the front of my house, he didn't die, but he nearly did. He rolled it right out the front of my house at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's amazing he even got out. The only reason he survived is because he didn't have a seatbelt on. He got flung into the back and then through the back passenger window. Halfway out of that, he was hanging. He didn't die. He didn't get any serious injuries, thank goodness. He was drunk, though. But he could have killed us. I mean, if it rolled in the other side, if it had rolled the other side, he would have hit my house. That wouldn't have been very good. Yeah, my road's terrible. Puts your brakes and shit is good. Yeah. Yeah. Just if you're going to do it, make sure there's no one else on the road. So if anything goes wrong, it's not going to be anybody. You'll be able to control the situation. If there's other people coming towards you, slow down. You probably already do, but I'm just saying, like, speed kills. It really does, especially in the winter over here, the black ice on the roads. It's pretty crazy. You go on the interstate racing, people. Oh, God, you'll be on the news one day. You'll be on the news in a fiery wreck. And if you haven't died, you'll probably be very badly injured. I hope my prediction is not going to come true, but just be careful. Be careful. And don't have any passengers in the car when you're doing those kinds of crazy speeds either, because you don't want to have someone else killed or hurt. That often happens. I see a lot of people, young men your age, around here, hooning it around, and oftentimes they do crash. Dude died the other day. He was in his 30s, 32 years old. The speed was a factor. He was on a long straight. Speed and tiredness. They estimate he was doing about 160 kilometres an hour, which is about 60 k's over the speed limit. He's dead now. Left behind his wife and 2 kids. Very sad. My son likes to go fast too, and I always say to him, not ever on the public roads or where you got your kids. If you've got to go fast, there's a speedway you can go and go on. You pay whatever, $30, and you go for an hour and go as fast as you want. And they've got everybody there in case you have an accident. There's an ambulance there. There's a fire brigade there. There's a tow truck there. There's mechanics there. You've got everything covered. It's the safest way to do it in a controlled environment where everybody's safe. Yeah. Never forget rural Kansas, you've got pulled over a cop going 160. Is that miles per hour? That's insane. Hell no. Won't catch me speeding. I'm actually a slow poke. If you came around me, you would hate driving behind me because I'm slow. I go very slow. And if I've got a horse float and a horse on, or any animal in the car, I'm even slower. So if I'm in a 100 zone, I'll be going 60 with a horse on. It's just too risky, too high risk. The weight in the back, and if they panic and move and shift, you can flip your whole car over and kill the horse, and you could die. It's just so dangerous. It's not a safe thing. Paul Walker and Ryan Dunn. Oh, yeah, Paul Walker was from the Fast and the Furious, that's right. And he died fast and furiously, the poor thing. But again, once again, they knew how to drive and... Well, he wasn't driving, though. Paul Walker wasn't driving, but the dude he was with knew how to drive, and still a mistake happened. It's just... It can happen to anybody. You can be the best driver or the worst driver, and you can still get in an accident and die. You just got to be aware of the consequences of what you're doing, not just for yourself, but for other people as well. If you're going to affect other people, how many young people crash their car going 100 miles an hour straight into a family of 4 or 5? They live, the family all dies, They live, they suffer extreme injuries and burns usually, and then they get put in jail for the next 25, 30 years for killing everybody else, vehicular manslaughter for a family of 4. And it wouldn't even just be being put in jail, it would be living with the fact that you did that to someone else would not be, I wouldn't live. I'd end myself if it was the case. There's no way I'd stay alive. I would feel too guilty if I killed somebody in a vehicle being stupid. Yeah, I just won't engage in it, but I don't like that kind of thing. There's places you can go and do it. There's speedways and racetracks and stuff. You can pay to go do it. I know you got to pay and it's expensive. Or if you know someone with a big lot of land and farm, then you can probably go and hang out there and speed all you want and go over jumps and everything. The other thing that a lot of the people don't consider is the people who do burnouts, the cost of the tyres that they're wasting. There's one kid here, he ended up getting beaten up by the whole town. They all bashed him in the pub. He nearly died, actually. He ended up in hospital. But he'd been torturing the whole community for months on end and months on end, coming past, and he was doing it at 2 o'clock in the morning, doing burnouts out the front of my house and a little bit of gravel there. Bloody rude. Well, he got his ass handed to him. He went into the pub one day thinking he was real clever and real smart, and everybody just jumped on him and beat the shit out of him. He tried to run and get in his car. They dragged him out of his car and finished the job. Not one person in the town got in trouble for it either, because there was nothing he could do. He knew if he went to the coppers, well, how's he going to explain his behaviour? He nearly killed an elderly person who was gardening. He spun out and went straight through the fence and nearly killed them. So you've got to be careful. I know, like, people think it's really cool and everything else, but dying on the side of a road isn't cool. Neither is being burnt by 70-80% of your body being burnt and lying in a hospital for months on end hoping you'll recover, and then years and years of pain and suffering isn't cool. Killing somebody accidentally isn't cool. It's just not good. You're probably not going to like me for what I'm saying, but that's just the truth. Like, yeah. Young people don't realise. See, I was smart when I was young. I realised all this shit when I was 5 years old. You don't speed. You don't be silly. You certainly don't drive under the influence of any kind of substances at all. You need to have your wits about you. It's hard enough being a driver when you got your wits about you, let alone... There's one thing I hate, and that is drink drivers. I fucking hate them. And I really don't like the behaviour that they have. It's not good. Over here, you have to put a thing. If you get caught drink driving now, you have to pay $2,000 for a machine to get installed in your car, and it modifies your car, so you have to blow into the machine for your car to start. And you can't drive if you're drunk, you can't drive. You're stuck where you're at. And you can't get someone else to blow into it. There's a way that they've got it so that they can tell if it's you or not. So yeah, that's a good thing. It's curved a lot of behaviours, and a lot of people are starting to realise the extent of, what trouble they can do to another person. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing drag racing if you're doing it in the appropriate venue. There's nothing wrong with it. I like watching the NASCARs and things like that too. But I don't like somebody doing a NASCAR around the bend down here, wiping my fence out, killing my horses, or hitting my house or my fence. I had the dude come around the corner here. He was going about 120 k's an hour around the corner. His whole trailer come off. It just missed my car by literally like half an inch. It just stopped right before my car. And he's like, oh. When he finally stopped and came back, he's like, oh. I said, you were speeding around that bend? You're doing at least double the speed limit. Oh, well, I didn't realise there's a house around the corner. Yeah, that's exactly why. You don't realise, so don't fucking do it. Drive appropriately. If somebody killed my child on the road, being reckless, I would cunt them down and I would kill them myself. There wouldn't be any waiting for the law. I would finish them. And I'd go to jail, but I'd finish them. I wouldn't wait for the law. The process is too long. I'd just hunt them down and I'd do to them what they needed to be done. That's just how it would be. If you're killed by a family in a car because you're speeding or drunk or under the influence of drugs, that's what would happen. If it was just an accident under normal conditions, it's an accident. Accidents are bad, and they happen a lot. Actually, last year we had a family of 4 who were going on their first ever holiday up Dubbo, heading towards Dubbo, and there was another family of 4 on the other side. One was in a little sedan and the other one was in a big 4-wheel drive. They collided head on. One fell asleep and collided head on. The young fella had just been starting driving. He was a P-plater. He just started being able to drive without the learner people watching him. And he fell asleep at the wheel. Every single person died. 8 people. 8 people died. It was horrendous. 2 families wiped out in literally 1 second. It was really terrible. And the carnage from it was terrible too. And there were other cars that were involved as well and other people that were injured. So you've really got to be thinking, not just, don't be selfish on the road. Think about other people as well. One day it might be your child on the road and there might be some hoon that crashes into your kid. What are you going to think about that? How are you going to feel? You've got to think, this is how you've got to think about things. I was trying to think like this from day one. I've done it my whole life. It's called empathy and putting yourself in the shoes of another so you can picture what it'd be like for them if it was you having to deal with a dead kid. Or what about your mum or your dad if you die? They come in, the police knocking on the door saying, oh, or even worse, you're not dead and you're a vegetable or you're completely retarded and they're going to look after you for the rest of their life. It should be pretty crazy, but you're going to jam out? Okay, cool. But yeah, just be careful. That's all I can say. You're a nice young fella. I don't want to see you dead. Be careful. Just be careful on the road. Showing off to people isn't worth it. I learnt my lesson. I got on the back of a horse once, showing off to my girls, like, oh yeah, look what we've done, and I broke my back. No, ego, go away. Ego's got to go. I've lost my dogs. Papa, Sudi. Yeah, Papa. Yeah, Papa. Oh, there she is. Yeah, Papa. Come up and see Mama. My chicken's just standing right here. Look at her. She's been with me the whole time. She's listening to my lecture. And chicken, don't fly over the coop and get eaten by foxes. No, you don't. Okay? If you do, I will cry for days on end. I get very upset when my chickens pass away. It's no different from if I lose my dog, my horse, my cow, whatever. Anything I got. I don't have a cow in at the moment. I did have a bull once. Had an Angus bull. He was beautiful. Didn't have him for long. He got too wild, too crazy. Here comes Charlie. Here comes your man. Charlie boy. Charlie was the first one that hatched out of the eggs. I helped him out. He was the first of this batch to hatch. Charlie, why'd you got green on one leg? You got green. She's got green feet. He's got one green leg and one yellow leg. Green scales and yellow scales. The mum's got darker feet, bluish green. You're not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. I didn't say I'm an idiot. I'm actually the opposite on the road. I'm not an idiot at all. I'm not the one speeding. I'm not an idiot. The people who speed on the road are idiots. You might not think so, but one day when you kill somebody and their whole family wants to hunt you down because of your attitude, because you think you're entitled to do that, you might find it a bit of a problem. That's all I'm saying to you. I'm not going to, you should know by now, I'm not the sort of person who'll say what people want to hear. I'll tell you the truth about it. Your arrogance will kill somebody. You, maybe one of your kids, could be your neighbour, but your arrogance will kill somebody if you're not careful. It happens all the time. Every single young person that has died recently on the road thought just like you. They thought nothing will ever happen. I'm a good driver. Everyone else is stupid. That's really a narcissistic view of things with the road. That's a very dangerous view to have. To be honest with you, if I was issuing a license and I had somebody walk up to me and say those things to me, I would not give them a license to be on the road until they had an attitude adjustment. I'd be like, no, sorry, this is not acceptable. You're dangerous. You're going to be a danger to other people on the road. That's just the truth. And unlike other people, I'll tell you, because I care enough, what the truth is. I'll tell you exactly what the truth is. I'm old and I'm wise. And trust me, you're a nice fella, but having that kind of an attitude on the road is a dangerous thing to have. It really is. And you're not alone. There's many, many other idiots out there doing that as well. But the people who aren't doing that are not the idiots. The people who are doing that are the idiots. So please don't call people who do the right thing an idiot when you're breaking the law and doing the wrong thing, because it doesn't make you look very, very smart in that respect. You're not going to like it, but that's just how it is. If you want to throw a tantrum and insult me, go ahead. I don't care. It's not going to bother me. You have no idea who I've worked with over the years, what sort of attitudes I've dealt with. You're actually pretty mild compared to the others. I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with people loving going drag racing and racing and stuff under the right circumstances and in the right places where they're not going to harm anybody else but themselves, where they're really the only person who can get hurt. Because then the responsibility is back on you. But when you're taking responsibility for other people on the road, part of your duty is to make sure that you're driving to accommodate not just yourself but others as well. Even if the other driver's not a good driver, you should be accommodating everybody on the road. Things like don't tailgate, don't do road rage, you know, common sense. It's lacking these days. I understand, like, the younger generations all grew up watching shows where people do stupid things all the time and it was glorified and made out to be, you know, the good thing to do, but it's not. When the serious stuff happens, it's not the good thing to do at all. It's very dangerous. And I'd hate to see anybody get hurt, especially someone who's got talent. So you're very talented. You don't want to be a dead rocker, turning into metal in the ground, because that's what'll happen. You're talented, but you're also narcissistic. And you're very, at the moment, you're behaving narcissistically. I'm just going to let you know. And maybe if you tone it down a little bit, you'll get a lot more people staying on your channel and spending more time. Like, you can be very, very nice, but when you get silly, people just won't stay. You've got to think about it. But, you know, that's up to you. You can do whatever you like, but you've got to think about how you treat other people in all ways, not just driving on the road, but every way you are. Because if you get people, there's one thing people don't like, and that's arrogance and egotistical. It's good to know that you're talented. It's good to know you're good at something. But when you're egotistical and you'd say everyone else is shit but me and things like that, then, or everyone else is an idiot except me, I'm the only one who knows how to do anything, then people just go, oh, you're a wanker, fuck off. That's how they feel about those kinds of people. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people like that nowadays. The internet's created a lot of that kind of behaviour. It's not good. You couldn't care less? Well, that's the problem. You don't care. If you don't care, then everyone around you is in danger on the road. If your attitude is, I don't care and I couldn't care less about other people, then they're in danger. And I wouldn't want to be driving on the same road as you. I wouldn't drive on the same road. I'd refuse to. If I knew you were on that road, I would avoid it. But that's just me being honest. I'm a mother of 5 children, and I would not want anybody driving that way around my kids or around me at all. But that's just me. But anyway, go to the racetrack and hone it up all you can. That's what you got to do. Oh, and the other thing is, I've been driving since I was 16 years old. I'm nearly 50. I'll be 50 next month, in a couple of months, in September. I've never lost a point on my licence. Never been done for speeding. Never had a fine. I have an impeccable record. When I do get pulled over for a breathalyzer, the police look me up and they say to me, "We've never seen a record like this." Often they'll say that. They've never seen somebody without any flaws on their record. But do you know why it is? It's not because I'm a brilliant human being. It's because I have such anxiety and fear of harming anybody else or an animal or anything on the road that I drive sensibly all the time. I don't risk it at all. That's why. So they say to me, "Oh, how do you manage that?" And I said, "Anxiety, mate. That's how. I don't want to hurt anybody. Don't want to hurt myself. Don't want to hurt anybody else. Don't want to hurt a magpie or anything." I've hit two kangaroos that bounded over the top of a cliff and straight into my car one time, and the other one came off another cliff, a little wallaby, and I nearly died from upsetness of killing those. So I can only imagine what it'll be like to harm a human, or a little kid. Oh my God, if you killed a little kid, you'd never be able to live. You just wouldn't be able to survive it, I don't think, but it's just food for thought. But yeah, I have a completely hang on. Completely unblemished record, and have had so. So that's what, 34 years of unblemished records. And I used to drive a lot for work years ago. So it can be done. If you put thought into things and you consider things, it can be done. Whether you do it because you're worried about doing something to somebody else, or whether it's self-preservation. You might be wanting to preserve your car or yourself, you know. You work hard, you get yourself a vehicle. You don't want it to get destroyed in the first 10 minutes because you've had an accident. That's for sure. I wouldn't want to. Okay, have a good show. Don't speed. Unless you're in the speed trap. Or I'll give you another lecture. Hey nerd, how you doing? My nose is running like a tap. Don't worry, Metal, I lecture everybody all the time. Ask Beard what I'm like. He's been hanging around a long time. He knows what I'm like. I always tell people the truth about things, even if it makes me the most unpopular person. I don't see the sense in spitting out nonsense and bullshit. I just say how it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It offends a lot of people, but they're only really offended because they're upset with themselves because of the fact that they have to then look at their behaviour. I'm very much a behaviour analyst. So don't take it personally when I do say things, because I'm like it with anybody. It wouldn't matter who it was. Anybody tells me they're doing it, they're speeding, and I'll say the same thing. Now, I've got to fix this up. What am I doing? I frustrate a lot of people, I think, because I'm so careful about everything. They're like, "Oh, just do it." But a lot of the time, it's funny because a good friend of mine, who's also a horse person, she has a couple of horses, and she was one day saying to me, "Oh, no, I'm right going around," because I said to her, "Oh, you're game going around behind your horses and in between them all while they're like this. One day you're going to get kicked." She's like, "No, I know exactly what's happening. And then they kicked her. And she rang me and said, they've kicked me. I got kicked. I got in the middle of them. I got kicked. She said, oh my God, it was lightning fast. I said, that's exactly why I always say to you, you've got to just always be anticipating something bad's going to happen, in the sense of, if I go in between two horses that are having a feed time and I'm not aware of my surroundings, and then I get in the middle of them and they decide to go at one another and I'm not reading their body language because I'm not paying attention, there's a good chance I'm going to get clobbered, possibly hurt badly or killed. It happens a lot. Happens all the time, actually. Ah. I'm wondering if it's going to rain. What time is it now? It's 8 o'clock. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. I've got 6 hours until I get my hay. So I've got to hope to gosh, in the next 6 hours, we don't end up with a big rainstorm. I really don't want to. Don't want to do that. Even though the sun's there, it's not really, it looks pretty grey. Huh? Hang on, let me read this. What's it saying? Don't want to be on the end of Andrew's anger against men. Or against anybody who abuses anybody. It's not just men. It's anybody who abuses children or sexually abuses anybody, or does any kind of abuse where they're in a position of power and the other person is not. Then you're going to get a very unhappy me, and you're going to probably regret the fact that you've even understood that I even exist. You're going to wish I didn't exist, put it that way. You'll get dealt with. But it doesn't matter who it is. It's not necessarily just men. It's anybody who's abusive, really. Although I'm mellowing out as I'm getting older. I'm more now diplomatic than I used to be. I'm kind of like, yeah. And honestly, you don't need to really be able to physically fight to be able to get through to people. You've just got to be able to reason well. And if you can reason well, then even if you're boiling angry, you can have a conversation where they have no idea how angry you are, but you are expressing exactly what your thoughts are and what the consequences will be in a manner where you're appearing to the other person to be cool and calm and collected, when inside you're a ticking time bomb. But you'll sort of learn how to... That being angry at somebody doesn't really work. Yelling and screaming at people does not work. It's not a smart move to do. Trying to reason with people is the best way to go. If you're quieter and you diffuse things calmly, it's a much better way. But if it comes down to it and they want to persist on screaming and yelling in your face and they come up and they go to hit you, then by all means the gloves are off and off you go. I have no problem laying somebody out then, but I prefer not to. I'm very much anti-violent behaviours. I don't like violence. I grew up around it all the time and I don't like it. It's not a good thing. But some people have to learn it to survive. And it's unfortunate that that happens. There's a lot of people who do have to learn it to survive. There's a lot of violence in the world. It's very sad, though. It's sad when it's perpetrated against very, very vulnerable people and children in particular. There's a thing on Netflix called The Trials of Gabriel Hernandez. It's about a little boy who was beaten to death by his mother's boyfriend, and his mother was compliant and complicit in the whole thing. And he was just, it showed how he fell through the cracks. It was one of the saddest things I've ever seen. But I have seen a lot of things similar in actual life when I've worked with young people and vulnerable people, and it's terrible what goes on. It makes you cranky. It does make you cranky when you realise what humans will do to each other. It's pretty harsh. I always say to the people I'm dealing with, if I've got a child and the child is saying, you know, why is this happening to me? I always say to them, it's got nothing to do with you. It's got to do with the problem in the person that's inflicting the pain on you. They have a problem. They're out of control. They're the ones who needs the help. You need help, but they need help more than you do, because they're inflicting that upon you. We can send you back home with them, but it's going to keep happening until somebody intervenes and shows them their behaviour. Some people grow up like it and they think it's normal. Even though for them, they've gone through it themselves and it's been horrible for them, they just keep doing it. They pass it on to the next generation, the next generation. How much better can it be if you try a different way with people? If you're angry about things, instead of taking it out on people, put it into something. Do some, create something. Do a painting, do music, make a song. Pretty much anything you can do. But fighting is really, unless you really have to, it's a bit of a redundant thing to do. It doesn't really do anything unless you, say you have, like, you know how you get those school bullies that just bully the shit out of everybody, and then one day somebody just slams them down. And then they realise, oh shit, I can actually be beaten here. And all the bluff is gone and they end up getting their ass handed to them and then they stop. In those instances, sometimes that's what it takes. You can't reason with those people on a normal level, on a level of intellectual, emotional capacity. You have to reason the way they think, and the way they think is fist fight. So it takes somebody bigger and smarter and tougher than them to knock the shit out of them, or somebody smaller that's just smarter than them to knock the shit out of them and teach them a lesson, and then they'll be like, whoa, hang on, I've got to think about this. But some people, even when that happens to them, it doesn't work, and they just become more violent. They take it out on even more weaker people that they can get a hold of, which is pretty sad. Boxing is a good thing to do. Boxing is a good sport, but it's dangerous. I'm going all right. You only fight when you got to. Yeah. Well, I don't think fighting's fun. When I had to had to punch somebody to defend myself, I always am very concerned about what damage I may be doing to them. I think about it. It goes through my brain. I think, oh my God, I don't want to hurt this person, but they're trying to kill me. I've got to do something. What am I going to do? So I try to use as little force as I possibly can. But when you're in that moment of, if you've ever been in the moment, and I hope none of you have, but if you've ever been in a moment where you are literally, truly think you're going to die, and you are convinced that the person's going to kill you, and you must act, reason is no longer involved. What's involved is fight or flight, and you just react, and you do what you can to save yourself. And that's pretty much the only time I've really had to use my fists and things like that. It's never really been a, thing where someone's come up and gone, oh, I'm challenging you to a fight, let's go. I'm like, no, you're a moron, see you later. I've got better things to do with my life. Unless you persist and you come at me, I'm not interested. But if you do come at me, just know that it's going to be possibly a very bad consequence for you. You might be bigger and heavier than me and you might beat me, but you also might have a consequence if you do, because I've just told you I don't want to fight you. So, I mean, it just depends on the situation. But it really doesn't solve anything. In the long run, it doesn't really solve anything. If you look at all the people that are in gangs and things, and then they end up in prison, and then when you go and watch these interviews with them in prison, first thing they'll say to you is, I was trying to be tough, but I'm not tough. The first thing that they'll tell you, if they're honest, is that they bawled their eyes out like a baby the second they got thrown in the pen. They were bawling like a baby. They're frightened. They want their mother, they want their father, they want their family, you know. It changes them back into a little baby, basically. Because all the bravado in the world is really not, unless you're fighting for survival, it's pointless. It's good to have skills, though. It's good to know how to protect oneself, to learn how to box, and so you can safely put an opponent down without harming them. You don't want to be going and being one of those people who does a one-punch hit, kills somebody, and then you're in jail for the rest of your life because you both got drunk at a pub and been stupid. That's never good. Good luck. You won't win against me. Well, yeah, some people might not. But then again, you just don't know. Sometimes the smallest little person might come up and when you least expect it and job you one, and you'll be knocked out cold if they know where to hit. Never say never. That's where you got to drop the ego. If you have the ego too much, that's when you'll get hurt. Pride comes before a fall. That's about the only true thing in the Bible. It's really true. Pride comes before a fall. If you're too cocky, you can get knocked the heck out. But in the boxing ring, I mean, obviously it's a controlled situation. There are rules and stuff. When you go into like the crazy ass MMA fighting and stuff like that, where there's really very little rules, and it's just cage fighting and you're just in there till you nearly die, barbaric kind of style fighting, yeah, that's really insane. Like, very vicious fighting. I saw something on YouTube. There was a fellow that was walking down the street and he was with his girlfriend. They were going to dinner. This was in Australia, in the middle of Sydney. They were going to dinner and their friends were going with them, and they were filming everybody. There was a friend at the back was filming everybody, and then this dude comes out of this little pub thing on the side and starts basically harassing the woman that's with the guy, walking with the guy, and it was his girlfriend. And he's basically going, come here. And he was just a drunken idiot. And then he's trying to grab her around the breast area and stuff. And the boyfriend warned him, fair warning. He said to him, stop, mate. I'm telling you now, if you don't stop, if you touch her any further, I'm going to physically do something to you. Anyway, the dude's like, well, I'm a black belt in karate. And the other guy said, well, that's okay. I don't care what you are. You can be whatever you want to be. But I'm telling you now, you're going to have a consequence if you don't take your hands off my girl. The lady was like horrified, the poor thing. She was getting grabbed at. She did nothing. She was just walking past. And this dude, just drunken, stupid idiot. So he starts trying to do these karate chops at the dude. The dude very patiently is just standing there, dodging everything that this guy's doing. And he's saying to him, mate, please, you're going to go on the ground in a second. If you keep coming, I'm going to have to put you down. I don't want to because it's going to hurt, but I'm going to have to. The dude was as calm as anything. The movement the guy made was insane. He kind of he stepped forward, flicked the foot out from under the other dude, and before you know it, he's face down on the ground, and the dude's got his hand around his neck and his arms pulled backwards. And he's just saying to him, now, mate, I've told you, are you calm? And the dude's like, get off me, fucking motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to kill you, blah, blah, blah. And he says, well, I'm not getting off until you're calm. Or the other alternative is I can put you to sleep and I can leave. But I don't really like doing that. I don't really like putting people to sleep and leaving them unconscious on the street because you're vulnerable. What would you like to do? He's like, you try to put me to sleep, you motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. The dude just mouthed to mouth. So he did. He put him to sleep. Someone went in the pub, got the manager of the pub out there, and they stayed with the dude. He just touched his pressure point and knocked the dude out instantly. He was asleep. And then they went on their way. But he was a responsible guy. He basically warned and told him exactly what was going to happen and what he was going to do. And then he responsibly, most people would have left this dude on the ground out there to just fend for itself. He went and got somebody to come and watch the guy while he took his partner away to avoid any escalation. That's how you handle things. That's a very good way of handling things. If more people did that instead of getting into big giant brawls, well, that would be a lot better. Very safe way to do it. Although I don't know much about those pressure points, but I know you can kill somebody using them, which wouldn't be good. You wouldn't want that to happen. But yeah, what an idiot. I mean, when he warned, I always warn people who come at me. Not that it's happened very often in my life, but that last fella who came here and told me, he says, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to rip your head off. I'm going to smack your face in, blah, blah, blah. He's being really, really, really violent. And I had tried to talk him down. I said to him, sir, I was being respectful and calling him sir. I said to him, sir, you need to leave. Just please leave. Just please go. Police have been called. Just go. You don't want to be here when they get here. And that's when he came at me. And that's when it all went down. That's when I took what I could, which was a big lump of wood, and cracked him over the goddamn head. And bang. But he kept on going. He kept getting up and he kept wanting to fight. So he got laid down. And that's the thing. You can't go and you can't harass people and try to beat people up because you're off your face on whatever substance he was on. He was alcohol and probably ice. We figured it was probably ice. That's the drug of choice out here. And just behaving like a bloody moron. So stupid. He ended up very bloodied and bruised. And he never has come back again. And he wasn't so smart. When he actually got up to leave, I said to him, I'm really sorry, but you were warned. Don't come back here. Get in your vehicle, go to the hospital, do what you've got to do, but don't come back here again. And the look on his face was that of extreme defeat and embarrassment, to be honest. He looked very embarrassed and very defeated. And so he should have. He was really very egotistical, very stupid. I think he was more embarrassed than anything that he landed on the ground and, you know, kept trying to get up and kept trying to go, but just every time he got up, he went down again. And that's the thing. You've got to be so careful what you do to other people. I was a bit concerned, well, what if he goes and gets a gun? Because he just a strange man. I'd never met the dude before. He just wanted somebody to attack, and he chose this place to do it. And he just had an attitude, so that's what happens. But randomly, in the middle of bloody nowhere, decided that this was the place he was going to decide to carry on. And it's frightening when you got somebody behaving that way because you have no idea what the hell is wrong with them or what they're capable of doing. They're literally capable of anything. You don't know them. You don't know what they're up to. He's trying to steal my car. He came back 5 times. The 5th time was the last time. But you'd have to be crazy to keep going to someone's place of residence that you do not know in the middle of nowhere and doing that. I even wondered if he had some kind of death wish and was trying to have himself murdered. I have no idea what his problem was. He's an old fella too. He wasn't young. In his mid-60s. It's probably just the drugs and alcohol, but very crazy. Not good. Very sad, actually. And I even felt sorry for him because he physically got hurt. But there was no other way to stop him. He was going to physically hurt me. Well, I wasn't going to stand back and let that happen. That happened to me enough as a child. I'm not going to let an adult get me now. Now that I'm, older, wiser and stronger, it's a bit of a foolish thing to think you can bash me up. You're an idiot. If you even try to bash me up, you're an idiot. You really are stupid. Because you get about 50 years worth of beatings that should have went on somebody else if you do it to me. You get hurt. But I hate confrontation. I don't like people who do that behaviour. I think it's bad. If you can't control yourself, don't take substances. If you know that when you get drunk, you're going to go and annoy people that you don't know and you're going to try and bash them up, then don't drink or expect to get hurt. He seemed a bit shocked that he got hurt. And it was weird because the woman who runs the pub that kept giving him alcohol was whinging and complaining that the night before he'd been there, she told me the night before he'd been there, and was grabbing her and trying to cuddle her and being a bit, sexual with her. And I said, well, then why the hell did you have him back in your pub? Why would you continue to plough him with alcohol? Especially when the third time he came here, I went down the pub and said, has this man, I took a photo of his face. I said, has this man been down here drinking? Yeah. Well, don't give him any more alcohol. I've called the police. He's coming to my home making threats. He's taken off again. But he keeps coming back and trying to steal the car and trying to, throw rocks and do all sorts of shit and whatever the hell he's trying to do. Don't give him alcohol. She kept giving it to him. Not very responsible of her, is it? She really shouldn't have a pub licence if that's how you're going to behave. And why would you give alcohol to a man who you're claiming made you very uncomfortable and was advancing on you sexually and making you feel very uncomfortable? Why would you continuously allow that person in your place of business? You would tell them to leave. It made no bloody sense. They're not from around here. But it's a bit of a stupid thing to do. If you've got somebody carrying on like that, you kick them out of your pub, and if they keep coming back, you call the authorities and have them removed. Or you just give them town justice, like the people in the town here do. If you mess around with people in this town, the whole town will mess back with you. That's how it goes out here in the bush. Small villages, 200-300 people in a village. Well, people come out from out of nowhere trying to cause problems. The whole town knows about it real quick. And then the next time you're going through that town, you better expect you're going to get a problem. That's how it works out here. It's a bit like the Wild West. I hear a lot of things all the time that go on. I'm not a drinker, so I don't go to the local pub. I don't hang around establishments like that. The only time I'll ever go anywhere near a club is if I'm going to the RSL for a dinner, which may be once a year. I might do it for someone's birthday or something. But other than that, no, don't do it. Steer clear of those establishments for that reason. Too many people can't control their behaviour. And I don't want to be stuck in the middle of it all if I can help it. So I just steer clear. Most people go to the pub and they're decent. But you always get an idiot. There's always an idiot that has to stir the pot and cause trouble with people. Happens all the time. I think they're just bored people or very lonely. Maybe they're very lonely. You're getting set up now. Yeah, I'll come through. I'll come through. I'll get off here now and come and watch. I can probably only stay for about half an hour, and then I've got to go at 9 o'clock. I've got a lesson with the horses, so I can probably hang for half an hour. But then if you're on after, about an hour and a half after, I should be able to come back on. All right, everybody who's subscribed to Metal Rocker or hasn't, he's about to start his live, so you want to hear some good music and some really good guitar playing and singing, head on over to Metal Rockers channel. You'll be jamming. Yeah, he jams well. Okay. All right, I'm going to head off. I'll see you there. Thanks, everybody, for hanging. Have a great day.